Message to Josh Jacobs: the rules allow us to squat on your rights for $10.1 million, and we ain't changing. It's up to you what you're going to do. That's really what he's saying. We're not going to give you more money. We're not going to promise to not tag you next year. The ball's in your court, and there's nothing we can do. Well, there's nothing we will do about it. It's up to you to decide when to take the 10.1. But remember this, Josh. They can take it away. And I still have this sneaking suspicion they're going to do just that right before the start of the season and put him in free agency, and he's not going to come close to 10-1 anywhere else because all the rosters are set, all the money's spent, all the budgets are exhausted by then, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, I'm there with you. I mean, certainly looking at this situation going, what's going to go on here? Definitely. Hey, McDaniels, he said he respected the decision and all that, and he said the right things, and I'm sure he's got tremendous respect for Josh Jacobs. But at the same time, that doesn't mean diddly squat. That doesn't mean anything like you're saying that he's going to give some long-term contract. And as we've discussed too, he came from a place in New England that would never do that. So I don't know if that's, in the bylaws of how you run an organization for guys like Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. And I don't know where it goes. And I just go back to what we said on Monday. Josh Jacobs, get in there and sign that damn thing and get yourself in shape and be ready to go. There's no way you're going to get that money back, and you're not going to do yourself any good by sitting out and doing nothing here for the next 6 weeks. It's not going to put you in the spot you need to be to capitalize, to be at your best in case you are on the field this season or you do get traded or something like that. So that's where it's dicey for him. But I will say this too. I am one to go, this is a dicey play by the Raiders, too. This dude is real. He's awesome. He is one of the top backs in the game right now. We just talked about, they got Mr. Glass 2.0 at quarterback over there, right? You want to make that work. You want to protect him, right? This is a huge year. McDaniels, for whatever reason, always gets flack that I think is a little bit undeserved at times, right? And that's where I look at that. And then you're in the AFC West where, I don't know. There's a part of me that sometimes, too, to just go, hey, Josh Jacobs, get in there. Hey, Raiders, give Josh Jacobs a little bit more money like the Giants did and try to make this work. And I think that's the best for both sides, but it doesn't seem like that's happening here in this one.
Chris, I think the basic problem is this. They made what they thought was a good football/business decision last year in not picking up the fifth-year option because the Josh McDaniels offense is not conducive to a workhorse running back. You want a committee, and you want to determine game by game plan by game plan, which guy you're going to feature and what you're going to have him do. You want to have interchangeable parts at running back. Then, when he had a great year, they had to make a political/PR/business decision to tag him because they couldn't let him walk away after having the career year that he had in 2022. I think deep down they really don't want him long term.
No,
they're willing to keep him around as long as he keeps doing what he did last year, but they'll keep him around exactly as long as he does what he did last year, and that's the moment they let him go, and that's what has him so pissed off. And he's in a spot where he doesn't have a good alternative. And the longer he waits to show up, the harder it's going to be for him to have the kind of year this year that would cause them to either tag him or someone else to pay him or someone trades for him or whatever. It's just a bad situation. I feel horrible for Josh Jacobs, and I understand why he's upset, but I really do think he runs the risk of finding himself a man without a team just as week one approaches and no one in a position to give him what he could get right now from the Raiders.
Agreed.
Right. The smartest move of the off. Go ahead.
I was just saying, and one thing, too, is I don't think the Raiders want to run the ball as much as they did last year. I think one of the reasons they ran the ball so much last year is because they didn't trust Derek Carr. He did not play his best football. So they want to be more of a passing team. I mean, look at where they've spent their money and all of that to where, that's another reason I think, to your point and what you're saying, they just don't value the position quite like that, or at least one guy like that to be the make or break guy for their offense.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.